Miss Liz here again. So today we're doing lemon bars. So we are building on the previous lesson on shortbread. So we are using the shortbread recipe that we made in the last video as our crust. And so what I've done here, I have a batch of that, the same recipe from the shortbread, but instead of making it into cookies, I've pressed the dough into the bottom of my 9x13 pan. And so then I'm going to bake this for about 15 to 20 minutes, just the crust, until it's slightly golden, and then pull that out and we're gonna put the lemon filling on top of that, okay? So if you need a refresher on how to do the shortbread, you can refer back to the previous video. Otherwise, just follow the recipe instructions for the crust and get that pressed into your pan. And then you're gonna put this into the oven for about 15 to 20 minutes on 350. And then we'll pull that out and we'll make the filling to put on top of the crust. All right, friends, so to make our filling, we're gonna use 4 eggs. We're gonna do kind of like a custard texture here. So we're gonna do 4 eggs, 2 cups of granulated sugar, and then 1/3 of a cup of lemon juice. Now you can use fresh lemons if you want to squeeze them out and measure it, that's fine. I find it's more convenient to just use bottled lemon juice, whatever your preference is. Just make sure it's 100% juice, okay? So to start with, we're gonna crack our 4 eggs into our bowl. Just let those eggs fall out. If you drop a shell in, just make sure you fish it out. As a reminder, when you crack an egg, I prefer to tap on the counter. Sometimes when we tap on the side of a bowl, maybe our bowl isn't quite stable and we tip it over. Also, sometimes you tend to make the crack a little too deep when you tap on the side of a bowl, so tapping on the counter gives you more of a flat crack. So tap until you hear that crack change. Put both of your thumbs into the crack that you've just created and pull it open like it's a book and allow the egg to fall out. That way you're less likely to push shell into the crack of your egg. Easy peasy. So 4 eggs into our bowl. Rinse my hands really quick. Okay. And then we're gonna take a whisk or a fork and we're just gonna beat these until those yolks are completely combined with the egg white. You wanna make sure that that's nice and smooth. All of that albumin, the egg white, is combined in with the egg yolk. That's gonna give us a nice smooth texture to that lemon custard filling. So you can see my mixture is all nice and combined and smooth. Okay? If you still have any bits of that egg white that haven't fully incorporated, then mix just a little bit more, okay? All right, so once we have that, then we're gonna add 2 cups of granulated sugar. 1 and 2. And then we're gonna stir that until that sugar melts down into the egg white. Okay. And then the last thing we're gonna do, that lemon juice, 1/3 of a cup of lemon juice. Okay. Right in there. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna get this all nice and mixed and smooth, and we're gonna pour this over the top. Try not to splash yourself. We're gonna pour this over the top of our baked crust. So once your crust has baked for that 15 to 20 minutes, pull it out, let it rest for a few minutes before you pour the custard over it. Pour this over the top and then we're gonna put it back into the oven to bake for about 25 minutes. Okay, so nice and smooth. We're gonna pour that over the top of our baked crust and put it back into the oven for about 25 minutes. All right, so the lemon bars just came out of the oven, and I'll show you. What happens is the sugar kind of settles underneath, and so you end up with almost like a crispy crust on the very top. So this needs to completely cool so that it can set up more. It's a little bit jiggly, but as it cools, it'll become more solid and have more of that like custard type filling. So, but you can kind of see it creates this like white, almost like a crisp film on the top. So then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take a little bit of powdered sugar and dust across the top. So I'm gonna take a little spoon and I'm just gonna kind of gently dust so that there's a nice little finish on the top here. And then you can add, if you want for decorative purposes, you can add like some candy lemon peels or some lemon zest if you want a little bit extra. Otherwise, just a nice traditional lemon bar just has that nice dusted powdered sugar on the top. Okay, so then, like I said, you want to let this completely set up and cool before you slice into it so that they're nice and solid. And you'll have a nice layered finish with that crust on the bottom. So good. And that's it. All right, so feel free to send me a message, post in the classroom if you have any questions. Happy to help in any way, and enjoy your lemon bars.